Welcome to Service Road. Now, on this show, we invite car enthusiasts. Of course we do. It's pretty much a transport show, and that's a complete understatement, considering we've interviewed everyone from a car accessory inventor to a guy who built the entire track for remote-controlled cars, and even a guy who turns your imagination into reality by customizing your vehicle out. Now, today, we're honored and graced by royalty. Here's our interview with seasoned drifter and car aficionado extraordinaire, Angie King.
Hi, I'm Angie King, and welcome to Car Porn Racing.
Hi, Angie. How are you?
How are you?
Thanks for bringing me down here.
Thanks
I've
for
always
coming.
wanted to see your new shop.
Welcome.
You know, when the government banned porn, I was frightened that they would include this, but it doesn't.
Thank
So we're
God
safe.
they didn't, right?
We're safe. We're safe. Now show me around.
Yeah, no, welcome to the new shop. We're not yet fully functional, but I'm going to show you all the crazy projects that we have.
So what are the specialty jobs that you do here?
Well, you know, unassumingly, like this green S15, this is running a Toyota V8 from, it's a 1UZ, it's a 4-liter V8 quad cam, and you can't tell from the outside, but this also has all our goodies. It's got air suspension, it's got our Barracks exhaust, and the owner uses it on a daily basis.
And that's not foiled, right?
No, that's actually paint.
Because that matte finish is what, anodized paint or something?
It's just a matte, we have a matte clear coat for the paint so that it dulls out and it doesn't get shiny.
And this is like a cult classic, right?
This is a cult classic. This is my future rally car.
Okay.
It's a Lancer Evo 5, and we're gonna slowly build it to do dirt racing. So I'm actually in contact with an Australian rally team to help me make a proper rally car, not just any rally car. We're gonna do long travel suspension, sequential gearbox, and get the right horsepower, lighten the car up.
This one here is really interesting because you've got this is a classic Targa.
This is my 964 Targa.
Okay.
Yes, it's a very collectible item. And we're doing something really crazy. I actually haven't even posted on Instagram, but
So we're the first?
We're gonna reveal it today. And we're using a 997 GT3 motor with a 997 GT3 gearbox. We're converting the car into water-cooled, learning what we've learned from Victoria. And not to piss off the purists because it's an LS Chevy motor. This is an original Porsche motor that we got from a GT3 car in the US.
Now this is a really unique project. This is all carbon fiber. This is not sticker, I hope. Right?
No, this is pure carbon fiber, the real deal carbon fiber.
Okay.
Not those laminates or stickers that you see on most products nowadays.
Is this something you do here? You make, or you order the carbon fiber? Or
Well,
how's it work?
okay, believe it or not, this is all made in the Philippines. I outsourced the actual maker for the carbon kit is based in Masinag, and he does such an amazing job. We've helped him push his technology up another notch because of the stuff that we do. I've been basically bankrolling his R&D to make sure that the quality, the fitment, if you see the finish, right now it's in its raw form, but we will end up doing a gloss finish on it just to copy Koenigsegg or Bugatti in that sense.
What's interesting about this coating that you're talking about is it's very new technology, right?
Yes.
So these are things that I just learned now about you. If you wanted to cover or paint this, you can never go back, right?
Yes.
Once you put paint on carbon fiber, that's it.
You can't.
And you can't really, well, if you're going to put any other wrap on it, it wouldn't really work. You can actually change the color of the carbon fiber with your special...
Yes, we're bringing in a product from Belgium called P1 coating, and P1 coating is sort of like Plastidip, but it's a water-based paint.
Okay.
And it's a sprayable, peelable paint which allows you to tint it, change the color of the car, or just do a clear bra so that you protect the actual paint.
And one other thing that you do here is the airbag suspension. That's something you're pretty hooked on.
Yes.
This is probably a good example of it because this is really low. But how tough is this? Is this really tough?
You want to try stepping on it?
People have been shot
How
for less.
heavy are you?
I'm 100 pounds. You sure?
Go. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
James Deacon on my bumper.
People have been shot for a lot less than this, but I guess, yeah, it didn't even creak.
You can even step on
No, I'm not going to go that far. I can't do that. I can't bring myself to do that.
You know, it's funny, on Instagram we had posted a model walking all over the car, and she got so much hate.
I would be,
like,
I'd be the first one hating on her.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like, get that tit off the car. I'm like, guys, relax. I'm the owner. I let her step on the car, and yet people don't see that we're showing off the carbon work. They just see a girl stepping on the car.
Oh wow! Well, there's certainly a lot of unique stuff here. So I mean, let's. This is another, I would say, iconic car for your shop.
You know,
what makes it so special aside from the obvious?
Well, you know, I put a different twist to it. Globally, I was the first RWB to run air suspension and an LS V8 motor. Now, a lot of people ask why.
That's sacrilege.
Exactly. Well, again, you know, we're doing things that are against the grain, where it's good marketing because people have seen everything. You're flooded with so much images and data that people are looking for something different, and hence we bring something different by putting a Chevy motor in it. And Clark, this clocks around 209.
Wow.
And we're still tuning it, so I think I can get the time down, especially with the new tires, because on the old setup I only had street tires on it.
When we come back, we get to know Angie outside the garage. Does she have any other interests aside from cars? I doubt it. But if you think differently, tweet us your guesses at CNN Philippines. Use the hashtag #TheServiceRoad. Now don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back to the Service Road. Now here's part 2 of our interview with Angie King. Plus, you can find out why she calls herself a carchitect. All right, tell us, who is Angie King?
Oh my God.
This enigma that everyone's sort of, you know, you see your car stuff and all this. Who are you?
Well, first and foremost, I guess my wife calls me the carchitect, where, you know, I take a car up and change the looks, change the horsepower, change the suspension, and we basically redesign, like one of my cars, the Corvette, where we redesign the whole car to my own taste and my own likes.
Okay, and what's the most radical thing you've ever done with a car?
Well, besides drifting it and driving really fast, not much.
More in terms of, let's say, how you modify them.
Well,
what's the most radical? I think you put didn't you put a Corvette engine in a Beamer? Did you do that, or was it the other way around?
Yes, well, those are my older projects. I have an E46 drift car. It has an LS3 motor from a Corvette. And then my 993 RWB Porsche also has an LS3 from a Corvette. And those help, they gain the shop some notoriety in terms of the stuff that we do, very against the grain type of stuff.
So when did you know you were bitten by this bug? When you had this sickness, I'll call it, because I've got the same thing. But when did you realize I'm a car nut? I can't help myself.
I bought my first car at 15 years old. It was a 1974 Volkswagen Super Beetle, and my dad had helped me hire a body worker and an electrician and a mechanic to fix the car at home. So after school, I'd rush home and I would help tinker with the car. And at 15, 16, I already knew that, this is what I want to be doing. And true enough, so I went through high school and stuff. After high school, I worked for Redline Racing. And
this is here.
Redline Racing was on Araneta. They were known for performance, styling, and racing. So I worked for them for a year, and it was a good learning curve for me because I was fresh out of school. I needed to absorb more information, and my friend had made me the race director, which sort of put me in Subic for 5 days a week. So a lot of people don't realize that I started with motorsports on the circuit already. The old Subic racetrack, which is no longer there.
Without giving away your age too much, what year was that? So we get a time frame.
Oh my God, Wait, I went back to school in 98, so it was 96 and 97.
Yeah, so the Subic track was very new then, right?
Yes.
Was it a 97 track or 96 track when they brought that in?
I think it was a few years old already, but it was such a nice racetrack. The Subic setting was perfect because the hotels are there, the wharf is there, it was by the ocean. and it was such a fun time.
Did this come from your father? He was quite the car nut at some point, but was he like the same as you are? I mean, or was he just a stock guy?
He said when he was younger, he actually built his own dune buggy from a Volkswagen platform, cut the fenders off, bigger tires, and he was sort of a car nut, but not in terms of like how hands-on I am compared to how hands-on he was. But he did like driving fast. One thing I picked up from my dad is I travel to Europe once in a while and I go do the Autobahn because it's the best place to drive fast legally.
It is. It's an amazing place. So now that, I mean, I've seen some, not just me, everyone's seen a lot of your videos and stuff, and I particularly love this video that you have, or it's a picture, or both, I can't remember, I think it was Instagram. It's a pet peeve of mine when people post their speed
and take it themselves, right?
Or either they take it themselves, which is a double for me, a double whammy. But you know, they're breaking the speed limit, they take speed. But you were able to take yourself doing over, or your wife, I think, was able to take your speed doing over 300,
305,
305,
yes.
100% legally.
Exactly.
What does it feel like when you're hitting those speeds?
Well, for me, it's definitely thrilling. For my wife, her feet are halted.
She's phantom braking?
Yes, she's halted onto the floor and just praying like if we crash, both of us is gonna die. So
it's pretty crazy.
I'm pretty safe when I'm with someone, especially it's my wife. When I'm alone, I'm a little crazier.
So let's talk about your racing. I mean, the first time, I don't know if it was the first time I met you, but yeah, drifting was one of the things that I remember you for.
Was it Subic when we first met? Was that our first?
It's going to show my age, so I'd rather not go there. But yeah, no, I think it might have been Subic or it might have been the Drift Championship. But you've tried different things. You've tried drifting, you've tried Formula racing.
Rally.
Yeah,
but rally not as serious as I wanted to be. A lot of people don't realize that I went through circuit, and then from circuit we did drag racing. And from drag racing, I helped start drifting in Manila. For the longest while, I was a big drift advocate. And to a certain point where I sort of got tired of just burning rubber. And last year I joined Formula 4, which for me was totally left field. I've never raced an open wheel racer. And I had just come from a vacation, no training, straight into a car, and then just ripped down Clark. And you know, we got lucky, and one of the heats I got third place, and I never finished last, and I always finished the race. So it was a big feat for me, and you know, fighting with the younger kids, it was difficult. Like, it shows my age, because at the end of the day, I'm so wasted, and they're like, no problem, we can do it all day.
Does it make a difference that people see you like as a woman racing? Do you experience any prejudice, or you think people are just completely open-minded now?
The other week before I did autocross, we did a test practice in Megatent, and I would hear this comment from my old friend saying like, "Oh, you can still drive." I'm like, right?
You can still drive.
Exactly.
Like, it would just
you still got it. I'm like, why? Was I supposed to lose it? Like, so I guess it's that whole stigma, like women can't drive, and it, you know,
that is so funny.
Because they haven't seen me drive in a while. So for them, it's just like, oh wow, you still got it. I'm like, yeah, why?
Well, I mean, you know, there is this thing about heel and toe, but you're high heel and toe now, so
I drive in. This is low compared to my other shoes.
Okay, of all the disciplines, which is your favorite? Is it drifting? Is it circuit? Is it rally?
It's quite tricky now because like I actually the whole plan for this year is to join all disciplines as much as we can. Represent the car shop in terms of motorsports, and then bring the racing back into the picture, because we do the car porn really well, no doubt, and the racing I've ignored because I'm busy building a brand. But now I have a good team running, and I want to get back into motorsports. So at the start of the year, we joined autocross with Danny Santiago, and I got super lucky. I won first place in the novice stock C in my Miata, and then second place in the rear-wheel drive class for a stock car, bone stock.
Awesome.
And we just put air suspension and strut bars. That's it. And everyone's like, how's that running so fast? I'm like, it's lightweight.
Wow.
But yeah, the whole game this year is to join as much motoring events as we can. So we're building a rally car this year. I'm building a time attack car. And I thought about buying an open-wheeled racer, but there really isn't a big market for it because of the expense that comes with it.
So you have no plans to go professionally racing as a career. This is all to support the shop?
There's no such thing as a professional race career, especially for our age.
Yeah. Speak for yourself.
You'd have to be a younger prodigy of someone to actually get picked up and sponsored. Because even drivers like Marlon, Marlon's family is still spending for his racing. And we learned that the hard way by going, we went to San Francisco and we talked to other drivers, and there's some drivers that hit their 40s and 50s and never get picked up. And it makes you think, like, how much do you really want to throw at motorsports, because it's a one-way street in terms of you're racing, you're traveling, you're paying for your crew, paying for your tires. If you crash the car, this is all out. There's nothing going in. Even though if you have sponsors, the problem in the Philippines is it's normally like X deal. So 50% product, 50% cash.
And if that product ain't helping your car, like it's a product like a deodorizer or something, you're like, oh no.
It's like, how am I going to liquidate that so that I can pay for my mechanics or pay for parts?
But you support a young driver, don't you?
Yes,
Gabe.
Exactly. I support Gabe Tayo. Gabe is such a great driver. What I like about him is very humble, and he listens and he adapts very quickly. And in the go-kart, he always beats me by like a second and a half in Carmona on the shifter karts. So, I can learn stuff from him because the way he treats the go-kart is very different. So when he got bored of go-karting and I saw that the family's already getting tired, that's why we moved him to the cars, and then we brought him to autocross also a few weeks ago. And then I helped sponsor him to try the F4 out, and lo and behold, he got first in one of the heats also. And overall, I think Carporn bagged the most number of trophies as a group. Because Gabe reeled it in.
Yeah.
He really reeled it in.
I mean, we covered that event there in Clark, and we were just amazed by his performance, and yours too as well. Okay, this is probably a crazy question. Is there anything outside the cars that you're interested in?
Well, a lot of people don't realize that I cook.
Really?
On my off time, I cook. I have a restaurant in Venice, Gran Canal.
Oh, that's right. Walk to go.
Yes. So
you are hands-on there, or?
On my off time, when I get home, I actually like to bake and think of recipes because it removes all the problems in my head because I'm troubleshooting something else basically.
And baking can be a real sensitive.
It's a science.
Yeah.
It's an art and a science.
Yes.
So I like challenging myself in the kitchen. Definitely, it's one of the things that I don't really advertise, and it's something that I enjoy. I love eating.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that. So I'm glad I asked. I thought with the level of passion that you've got for cars, you didn't have room for anything else.
Well,
but
there's quite a few things, and I'm trying to simplify. In the early years, I just used to do a lot of sports also, wakeboarding, kiteboarding, windsurfing, and then I needed to focus. That's why it was mostly motorsports. But outside motorsports was the food, and then obviously my main business, which is Victoria Court, which I'm still active with also. And then in between, I have small stuff like we do merchandising, like the caps and shirts. We do production work also, which helps us with our YouTube virality and gets the brand out there to people online. In the early years, we were trying to advertise with the magazines and the newspapers, but at the end of the day, social media is the marketing platform now. Facebook and Instagram bring in more business than the print and the TV, weirdly enough.
What a lot of people may not know is that we almost had a TV show together, didn't we?
Yes.
We explored the possibility of doing a TV
pilot.
show. Yeah,
we did a pilot.
Huh?
We did a pilot, right? No.
I think we did a little bit, but I went to your drifted thing, but we're here now. So what do you have to say about that? Feel free to flood us with suggestions by tweeting us at CNN Philippines with the hashtag The Service Road. Now, if Angie King's creations gave us goosebumps, we have stories that will give you good vibes. All that and more coming up only here in The Service Road, only on CNN Philippines.